Joining me now, Corky Messner. Corky running for U.S. Senate from New Hampshire. Got a primary in September. Trump coming tonight. Hey, Corky, great to have you.
Good morning, John. How are you? Good morning, Tony. Thanks for having me here.
We're doing great. Corky, the president coming tonight for a rally, 20,000 people expected. You know, we were saying earlier, we've been going around the state to these various town halls. There's like 150 people, 100 people, 200 people. And the campaigns work so hard to get them out. And Trump sends a tweet out, and he's going to get 25,000 people tonight in that arena.
Amazing. It's amazing, and it's reflective of the intensity that I'm seeing around the state. I've been traveling all over the state, meeting people, meeting Republicans, meeting undeclareds, and the intensity and support for President Trump is through the roof. It's amazing.
So, fun fact, the arena holds 11,500 people.
That's sold out.
The last time he was here, August 15th, sold it out. The second most people that they had in that arena was for an Elton John concert. So Trump greater than Elton John. That's amazing.
And he's gonna fill it again with another 10,000 people outside.
That's right.
On the big video screen. So he's going to get 20. The estimated crowd is 20,000. They got about 40,000 people that applied. So they're going to get probably half of that, 20,000 people here, just like that. And these candidates have been running around forever, and they get 200 or 300 people, and it's like a great event.
Yeah, exactly. In the August rally, the crowd outside was almost as big as the crowd inside.
Right.
It was amazing.
Right.
And they had the big screens outside for everybody. It was a great event.
We're with Corky Messner running for U.S. Senate in New Hampshire, Republican primary that'll be decided in September. Why is this so late, Corky?
You know, John, it's an issue, and I think it's something that the state ought to deal with and change. It's way too late. 54 days between the primary and the general election.
I mean, it really puts the incumbent at a tremendous advantage because even when you're raising money, if you're raising money for your primary, you can't raise it for the general, so you got to make like two separate fundraising things. It puts you at a major disadvantage.
Yeah, and you know, when Corey Lewandowski was thinking about getting in the race, he had mentioned that it would be good if the field cleared in the primary, so someone could focus on beating Jeanne Shaheen. I'm that person, John. I've raised money. I started this quarter with over $1 million cash on hand for the campaign. I'm fortunate. I'm able to put some of my own money in. I am doing this full time every day, going around the state, meeting businesses, meeting veterans, meeting people, talking. I'm having town halls. I've done over 200 events in the last 3 or 4 months.
Well, that's what it's going to take to win, and especially to beat Jeanne Shaheen, who's got a machine going, and you know she's going to get an unlimited amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. And the Democrat Party is helping her tremendously, raising money from California and other parts of the country.
Tell us about why you're the best candidate. You got two other people in the race. I've articulated my views, but tell our listeners and those tuned in New Hampshire, why are you the best candidate to take on Jeanne Shaheen?
Yeah, I think for a number of reasons, John. One is the experience I bring to politics. I'm a veteran. I'm a West Point graduate. I have military leadership experience. I'm a successful businessman. I have leadership experience in the business world. I grew up in a blue-collar family. I feel like I've experienced what it's like to live the American dream. So I'm a strong believer in individual liberty and economic freedom. I bring an outsider view to politics. I'm not in the DC swamp at all, but I know how to fight them. In my career, I've been up against the government before, and I'm a supporter of President Trump. His policies are working, and he needs someone strong and tough to cover his back. And as I say, I would have defended him more vigorously than Lindsey Graham during this impeachment stuff. Mm-hmm.
So basically what you're saying is no more rat weasel Mitt Romneys.
That's exactly right.
If I could sum it up here. Okay, so one of your opponents, General, what's his name?
Don Bolduc.
I never say his name right. Don Bolduc. He criticized the president when he took troops out of Syria, when he got out of Syria, and he was very vocal in his criticism of the president, but that's pretty much worked out, right? There's been no issue, and the president campaigned on getting our kids out of there.
Yeah, in fact, it was a repositioning of about 50 soldiers when that happened, and it has worked out, I think, in the way that President Trump anticipated it would work out. Now, I should tell you, when that happened, John, Jean Shaheen, in an interview, was criticizing the president about that, and she said we could keep the troops there at a minor cost, and then went on to say that the Kurds have taken most of the casualties and that we had only lost a few Americans. And I was appalled at that comment, that a U.S. senator views losing American soldiers as a minor cost. Mm-hmm. I have 2 sons at West Point. I have a son going into the infantry when he graduates in May. We don't need senators that view our Army soldiers as a minor cost to an action.
No, look, it's again, we don't need senators in there with an R by their name criticizing the president because they don't believe in his America First agenda, and I think that's basically where your 2 opponents are at. Let me ask you something else. The president on Friday firing the Vindmans. Colonel Vindman still stays with the DOD, still got his rank, and he gets paid. But he escorted the Vindmans out of the White House, got him out, basically fired him from the NSC staff. Then he turns around, fires the other weasel, Gordon Sondland, who stabbed him in the back, and Jane Shaheen criticizing that move, saying this guy's a decorated veteran and, that shouldn't have happened. But he fired his butt and threw him out. What say Corky Messner on that?
Yeah, I think separate these things. Vindman's military service should be respected and honored. Full stop. That doesn't give him immunity with respect to other things that he does in his career, and in this case, the White House.
Right.
I mean, he's a leaker. He leaked. He admitted to leaking. Mm-hmm. And the president is entitled to have people working for him who are not going to undermine his policies. And I don't know if you saw yesterday on it was on Fox. They were interviewing a Medal of Honor winner, and who apparently had been to Ranger School with Vindman, and told some interesting stories about Vindman in Ranger School. One of which was that what was the terminology? The Vindman was a food hound. And the thing you got to understand about Ranger School, John, is you don't get much food. So you take care of your buddies and you share whatever food you have and make sure everyone's taken care of. And he described Vindman as somebody who was hoarding the food.
Right. Well, to me, I don't know how the president can have somebody on his security staff who he doesn't trust, and when he had a disagreement with him, rather than go to the president, went and leaked to the media. So to me, I don't know how he can serve in that capacity, and I'm glad Trump fired him. I respect his service, but these people serve at the pleasure of the president. And I have had enough of the Mitt Romneys, enough of the Gordon Sondlands who gave $1 million to the inauguration. Trump will appoint him for ambassador. He stabs him in the back. I'm just sick of these people. I want to win in 2020, and I want to get senators in there who understand and fully believe in President Trump's America First agenda. Anything else, I'm not interested.
I agree, John. I agree, and his agenda is working. It is working. And
exactly.
And that's why the Democrats are in denial and disarray, because they don't know what to do with President Trump because his agenda is working.
Well, they certainly are in disarray right now because they don't even have anywhere close to a candidate. Plus, Bloomberg's getting in. John Fredericks Radio Network back with Corky Messner. Corky running for U.S. Senate in New Hampshire. Big primary September. Kind of puts him a little bit behind the 8 ball, but He gets the nomination. I think he's going to be fine in beating Jeanne Shaheen. Because here's the way I look at it, Corky. The president, I believe, is going to carry New Hampshire. If you go to the polls on November 3rd, 2020 in New Hampshire, and you're voting for President Trump, why would you then go one down and vote for Jeanne Shaheen? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, people will not do that. In addition, John, Governor Chris Sununu is going to be on the ballot, too. And his approval rating here in New Hampshire is extremely high.
It's higher than anybody's.
That's right.
Either yours or Trump's.
That's right.
So little coattails there. So would he be the second name on the ballot?
He'll
or
be
the
third. He'll be the
so
third.
So it'll be you're going to be the nominee. So it's going to be Trump, Messner, Sununu.
Yes.
Well, you're sandwiching some pretty popular people.
Yes.
So voters are Sununu's going to get reelected. Trump's going to win. So the voters would have to go Trump, liberal. That doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense at all.
It's going to vote straight down.
Yeah, exactly.
So that puts you in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, especially what's happening on the ground, John. That last year or 2 years ago, 2018, the Democrats won the state house and the state senate, and they've gone full bore extremist left.
This is in New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire, gun control. And
they want to take your guns in New Hampshire?
Oh, my gosh.
So, you gotta be kidding me.
No,
I
Governor.
thought that was only in my state of Virginia.
And New Jersey.
And New Jersey.
Last year, Governor Sununu vetoed 55 bills. 55 bills.
Gun grabber bills.
Guns, taxes. There's no income tax here.
So he's the backstop.
He is the backstop. And as I say to Governor Sununu when I see him, help is on the way. Because we're going to win back the state house, we're going to win back the state senate, we're going to win back the executive council, and we're going to retire Jeanne Shaheen, and we're going to win these 2 congressional seats too.
Love it.
Yes.
I love it. Well, that is excellent. I tell you what, if you guys can do that, clean sweep New Hampshire, you're going to be in great shape.
Yes, and I'm confident, and we're working hard. I'm out there every day. If anyone wants me to come talk to them, go to corkyforsenate.com, send us a message, and I'll come talk to anybody at any time.
Corkyforsenate.com, corkyforsenate.com. Corky, also you want to send Corky a donation. You want to show him some love, go to corkyforsenate.com or just get on his mailing list, press release list, whatever you want to do. Go to one of his town halls, corkyforsenate.com. Corky, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much, John. Good to meet you. Thank you,
Good luck
Tony.
in your race,
Absolutely.
man.
All righty.
Good luck. Thank you.
We'll see ya.